Okay, so this video will be about Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. Now, I don't usually talk about the newer series or anything unless there's a crossover or something, or anniversary, which there is. Anniversary coming up, but I've already discussed that in other videos. This is Cosmic Fury. I have no idea if they're doing something for the 30th anniversary, but what I do know is there's a lot to talk about. Starting with this picture that we got just the other day, and it came to a video too where they revealed the costumes. Now, I did see some of the Sentai for Cosmic Fury, and I'll be honest, I didn't dig it. So my hype for this went, alright. Yeah, I didn't dig it, but then I find out a couple of things. First, you got a female Red Ranger. Second, they're deviating away from the Sentai. Good. So it was, my opinion, so good. And finally, they did say there would be surprises. Okay? They said that. So, yeah. And so, yeah, the costumes are very kind of controversial right now because they apparently are plain. I think they're fine. They just seem incomplete. That might be by design because in the Sentai they always attach and shit to them to power up and shit. So I get that. But a lightning bolt on the chest would have been fantastic. I'm just saying. Now, onto the historic subject of female Red. Hunter Dino is now a female Red Ranger. I've always liked her. I liked her as a Pink Ranger. And I always thought she was better. I always thought she had a better hold on the squad than the dude who was Red Ranger, who also made history, Asian Red. But yeah, I just thought she was better at it. And apparently they did too. And that's fantastic. Because in the past, female Red Rangers have always been portrayed one or two ways. We only had two of them. And for short bursts. Evil. Or inferior to their male counterparts. Okay, in Charlie's case, she was flat out evil. She was on A Squad and SPD. As you can see, they reused the in space helmet, which was awesome. But yeah, and she was only in a few episodes. As much as I do like her, wasn't really good. It wasn't really the kind of female Red we wanted. Okay, she had every trait for her, but again, she was on the wrong side. As for Lauren, I hated Samurai. I did. I really did. It had so much riding on it, and it was awful. The Return of Saban and Paramedics is finally back to how it should be. No. It was awful. Until she showed up, and until Poke and Skull reunited in the final episode. But when she showed up, it actually got better. Right? The whole storyline was she was the older sister of the Red Ranger for that season. And it turns out she was the actual Red Ranger. That's literally supposed to be her. If that sounds familiar, it's kind of what they did for Power Rangers Lost Galaxy between Leo and Mike Corbett. Except Mike was like, nah, I'll put the sword out the stone, but you are the Red Ranger. And let Leo keep the powers. They had a good conversation. And Mike became Mega Defender. That didn't happen here. She came back she was lost or whatever, and it was they're like, oh shit, wait, you're not the Red Ranger? He's like, technically no, I'm not supposed to be here. And when she showed up, my goodness, the show instantly jumped in quality for me. This poor girl acted her ass off, everything she said, but notably with her expressions, because like I said, she was treated as inferior to her Red counterpart. When she became Red Ranger, her teammates were like, you're not the Red Ranger, the other dude is. We want him. You suck. I'm like, this is Power Rangers, right? Okay. And you felt it when they said it because her facial expressions. But she got it done. She got in their asses. She had them, she was a leader. Other dude, alright. But in the end, because she's a good sister, she gave the powers back to her brother, like Mike did to Leo. Only it was nowhere near as cool. And it was way more heartbreaking because she really was what that show needed. But in the end, she got booted out because her own squad didn't fucking like her. Just because she's not the other dude. That was nonsense. And Hunter Dino, in addition to being Red, I assume was the leader. I mean, we haven't had a leader for the first time since Jin. like a proper leader since Jin in Time Force back in 2001. Okay, so yeah, Cosmic Fury once again making history, breaking barriers. Gave us our first LGBTQ Power Ranger. Gave us our first Ranger who didn't wear their colors. Gave us our first Ranger who first Ranger who like went against stereotypes. Not just in the ways I said, but she ripped her skirt off when she went up and said, "Nah, that was it doing it again with a female Red Ranger." And this is awesome. It really is. Took 3 decades, but progression. Yeah. And the final point I want to touch on is what I mentioned in the previous video about Amy Jo Johnson, who tweeted literally yesterday. For the record, I never said no. I just didn't say yes to what was offered. But other fun stuff is in store. Looking forward to watching my friends kick ass. Hashtag Power Rangers 30. Now, I put this in the Cosmic Fury video because first, that Squads Without a Pink, not unheard of, but it's been a while. Second, there will be surprises for Cosmic Fury. We know that for sure. I don't know what they are. And I still swear I heard rumors she was coming back for something. Maybe this was that. And she said that she didn't say no. She just didn't like what was offered, which is, again, not unheard of for Power Rangers. It's a $1 billion franchise, but they're still kind of sort of cheap in places. But she also says there's other fun stuff. And like I said, Cosmic Fury, there's a lot happening there. They're doing a lot that's completely changing. And again, there are surprises. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's the other fun stuff. My theory. Anyway, that's all I had. And thank you for watching. The suits are fine. Just need something on the chest, they're fine. Thank you for watching.